Hello, and welcome to the Don't You Know I'm Loco podcast. We are three cousins looking to break generational curses by sharing our mental health and healing journeys. Join me, Candy,
Lisa,
and
Rene.
as we talk about the things we're not supposed to talk about. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the last episode of 2024.
Gosh, this has been like the weirdest year ever.
I know. It's crazy. One, it went by really fast.
Yeah.
And also, we took a break prior to the previous episode, so that was weird.
Yeah,
it feels
it
like
was.
it's been a long time. Yeah. So, yeah, 2024 is in the books.
Damn.
Here comes 2025.
Oh, please be better.
But hey, we started a podcast.
I know. That's
Crashing
crazy.
down, but hey, we started a podcast.
That's crazy. Like, you think about it, from inception, it started when? Like February of this year,
Yeah.
like January, and then March is when we started to practice.
Yeah.
Because this was
That's
not
right. Yeah.
This was not instantaneous. Like, we did
No.
not. We
No.
needed so much practice, and we were so
Don't
nervous.
we have like bloopers or something? We had to because we're like,
Yeah.
Yeah. The quality of that compared to now, whoa,
Yeah.
the upgrade. Okay, but we did what we could in what we had.
What we had, yeah. And we're super grateful for what we have now.
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
very much.
Thank you,
so.
Fernando.
Yes, thank you. I guess we'll keep him. I always joke with the kids that I guess I'll keep him. But yeah, so this episode we're just gonna catch up. Say not ketchup, ketchup and mustard. Mustard. You don't get it. It's a Kendrick Lamar reference. Yeah, so this is kind of like a catching up on the year, the past
Life.
couple of weeks, life,
Mhm.
what we're learning, what we learned about ourselves, kind of thing. So instead of challenges, we're going to go with what's something we did for self-care, because that's something that we want to carry over into 2025 is making sure you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
So for me, we got back from our vacation and I made appointments for a massage. So I went and got a massage. I went and got my nails done because I lost 2.5.
Oh, no. That's how you know you had a good time. When you
I lost 2.5.
So-
And I was like, I don't even realize where I lost the half. Like, I glued 2 of them on because I was like, I'm not about to be.
Yeah.
And then even my nail lady goes,
vacation nails, right?
Yeah. yeah, vacation
Vacation
nails.
nails?
Yes.
Yeah.
You feel better. Like,
Yeah.
your toes
they're
done, your
brighter
nails
and
done,
just-
That makes
yeah.
sense.
Uh-huh. So, because even my nail lady was like, why didn't you get it fixed up there? And I was like, I'm not about to have you work on somebody else's work. Like, that's so hard because
Yeah.
it's not how, you know what I mean? And I was like, no, I just glued it back on and we were good. Kept it pushing. We were good. Yeah. So that's what I did. I had a massage, I got my nails done, and I had a therapy session. So that's what I did for
nice.
self-care this week. So,
Nice.
yep. What about you guys?
Okay.
So this was over Thanksgiving week,
Mhm.
whatever. And I kind of just like stayed low key. I've been still going to school, doing all that, and oh gosh, was it before Thanksgiving or it might have been right after? But we had I had like a little setback,
Mhm.
kind of,
Mhm.
because I was just under a lot of stress, like I was just doing too much. I was just doing way too much, and that's something that this podcast has shown me, that it's okay to say no. It's okay
Mhm.
to not be okay. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to, it's okay.
Mhm.
And before I used to give myself such a hard time. I mean, I still kind of give myself a hard time, but it's just like a process, but it's not as bad. But yeah. So I'm really looking forward to like Christmas time, because I know that's when I'm going to be able to be like, okay, you're going to shut down, no laptop, no, because
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I did not open a laptop. Like my eyes have not looked at a laptop in years maybe.
Wow.
Like, because even on vacations, like I would take it like an idiot.
Yeah.
And no, but this like now,
Yeah.
the bitch is staying home.
You have to
Yeah.
have boundaries for yourself. Too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, is the hardest part, because I am such a people pleaser, is
Mm.
because, yeah, I know.
Gotta read these books.
Yeah.
Talks
There's-
about
there's-
that in here.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think there's like
Okay.
a lot of the books that we kind of that we read, they're kind of like talk about the same stuff, but
Yeah.
like it's like more. It's like
Mhm.
more and more and more, because you know
Mhm.
all the studies and stuff that they're making. But
Mhm.
yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So yeah, but that's pretty much it.
Okay. What
So
about you, Rene?
For me, it's like a think of like a double thing. I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Took myself out of just I wouldn't call it completely toxic situation because I was part of it too, but just removing myself from
Mhm.
it and getting back to my, I guess, peace over here in California, in Nevada, and
Mm-hmm.
once I got here, I was able to get back on my routine,
Mm-hmm.
and since then I just been really into my fitness, like just working out every day, making sure that's my that's like my right now that's like my thing I'm focusing on.
Mm-hmm.
I decided for I'm turning 44 in next week, next Friday.
Yay! Happy birthday!
Old man. And my goal is to give myself a new body, just to work on my physical
Mm-hmm.
a lot more this year than I did like last year or this past year, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it was because of my routine would get messed up because I would go to California. And the previous episode we talked about how I plan on cutting back on that.
Mm-hmm.
And because when it happens when you go to California, you lose a day. Like
Mm-hmm.
you travel over there, you're too
Yeah.
tired to do anything. You just want to get over there and rest, and then when you come back,
You
same
want to
thing.
hurry up and
Yeah.
come back. And
Yeah,
just,
you
be
just
like,
wanna-
Yeah,
And
it's exhausting.
It is
Exhausting.
exhausting,
Mhm.
and people don't understand that. It's like, oh, it's just a ride.
Mhm.
No, it gets tiring, especially when we're older. We're not young anymore, right? Or at least I'm
Yeah.
not young anymore.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Is just focus on that, and I'm excited about it. Like,
Good for
That's so
you.
cool.
yeah, I'm ready.
Are you,
Good
talk
for
to
you.
Frank?
I'm gonna talk to Frank.
I was
yeah.
just gonna say, hit up G's Fitness
G
or
Fitness.
Ash Spired,
Yeah, I'm
okay?
gonna hit him
Aspired,
up.
yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's my goal. Is,
that's cool.
making like a big goal for this year.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, I started already, so
Yeah,
so
that's
each
cool.
day counts. I'm gonna make it each day
It
counts.
does. It really does.
Yeah.
Good for you, Renee.
Like I already stopped drinking soda for the month, so you know me and Coke. woo,
I know it's so
Ooh.
hard.
It's so hard, but-
I
How long has
know.
it been?
a week.
I stopped.
feel you.
I stopped for a while and then I
Mm.
started up again, and I'm like, and
It's
then
hard.
in Mexico, Mexican Coke
Oh
is
my gosh.
superior. Okay.
So good. So good with extra ice. Like,
Oh, I know, but it's so bad.
Like
But-
Frank said.
my vice.
That's what I say. I'm like, I don't drink. I don't do drugs.
It's Coke.
Smoking crack, you know? Like, I just drink Coke.
But I already feel the difference. Like,
Yeah, you can tell.
like my body, like I can
yeah,
tell,
you don't
like,
feel
I
as sluggish.
Yes, I feel like more
Really?
energetic.
That-
like right away, like
that's-
Yeah.
day 3, day 4, like you can
Yeah?
feel it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You absolutely
Oh.
feel it. Like you just feel better.
Mhm.
Like you don't feel that bloatedness either.
Yeah.
It's like woo.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You feel lighter.
Yeah.
No. And I stopped. I decided not to gamble this month.
Mm.
Almost like no vices for this month.
okay.
Just for this
Okay.
month. Just to try it
What
out.
else are you, like, not doing?
Not drinking this month.
Oh, okay.
Because I do drink here and
yeah,
there,
you-
but
you
it's
did
not
mention
that
that,
bad like I
Uh-huh.
used to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But this month, like nothing at all.
Hmm.
No.
Okay.
Still weed though. 'Cause
Proud of you.
I'm not a psychopath.
You gotta make little shifts. okay?
Yeah,
Can't
little
make,
shifts.
not make big changes overnight. So let's catch up on things.
Mhm.
I wanted to go first with this because I've been waiting to
Yeah.
talk about this for
And
like
we're waiting to
for
listen.
like no. You're thinking of one thing, but I'm telling
Oh.
you this is even before. Okay,
Oh shit.
I went to the Usher concert with my best friend. Okay.
Did you get sick again?
No, I did not get COVID. But so my best friend had talked about wanting to go to the residency.
Mhm.
And I got to go because Frank and Rebecca, hey, had extra tickets, so we got to go. Whatever. So thank you, by the way.
Yeah.
And so I had like the tickets, and I'm like, these are expensive tickets.
Yeah.
But then his residency finished, and then he went on a tour, and I was like, cool. When they come to Vegas, I'm gonna get us tickets. So I did, and I bought these tickets in like February, and the concert was November 17th. I want to say.
Oh my gosh.
So then we're like, cool. So we got there early, like we left. We got there early. We walked right in, like there was no line. And then we're like, cool. We went to the merch. There was no line for merch, so we got our merch right away. We got matching t-shirts. And then we're like, what? They got snacks. So we went and got our snacks. And then we were walking up to our seats, and then we're like, what? They got nachos and pretzels. We're going to go put these down and go get more snacks. So, because it was at T-Mobile. And so we were like,
they have
okay.
good snacks
Yeah.
there.
So we were like, cool. We're going to put our stuff down, and then we're going to come back and get the other stuff. Well, we sat down on our seats, and we were like way up there. And I was like, okay. But we were like centered with the stage, so we were good.
Mhm.
And then we were like sitting down, and this man comes, and he's like, hey, do you guys want to be Usher's special guest at he called it the G spot. And he's like, it's all the way down there, it's a certain little area, and he'll go down there later. And we're like, yeah. And it was funny because it was this couple in front of us, and he was talking to them too. He was like, I have 4 tickets left. And the husband was like, oh, I don't know. And my best friend's like, if you don't want to go, we'll take her with us. He can stay up here. And he's like, if you guys change your mind, you guys can always come back to your seats. So we were like, okay, yeah. So we did. And as we were leaving our seats, these 2 ladies were like at the top sitting at the tables, and the lady's like, are you guys leaving? And we're like, yeah, we're going down there. And she goes, can I trade you seats because I can't make it all the way down the stairs? Because we were on the very last row. So when you're going down the stairs, it would have been the first row.
Yeah.
So we're like, yeah, that's fine. So we'll just trade you, so then in case we do want to come back, we'll still have seats. So we gave her tickets, and then we went down, and we go he's like, take the floor all the way down. And we're like, okay. And then he's like, show them your tickets and we'll let you in. So we're like, cool. We go in, and they give us bracelets, and it's general, like standing only. And we're like, okay. But it was a fucking vibe in there. Like they had a DJ down there. The DJ was there, like playing to the whole stadium, and it was just like people came and they showed up in their best, and like everybody was dancing, like everybody's just vibing, like everybody was just hanging out, and it was so cool. And we're like, what the hell? Like, how did this happen? Like, this is what happens when you show up early to a show, okay? So I'm like, I will always show up early. So yeah, we got those tickets, and then we started talking to the security guards, and we're like, what's that up there? Because it was like a little stage. Like, literally the bar was like this, and then there was a stage, and we're like, what's that? And so I asked the security guard, and he goes, oh, there's going to be dancers there. And we're like, oh, okay. So they ended up pulling girls from the audience to be on this stage to dance. And then one of the other ones like, there's gonna be strippers there, and I was like, okay. I had seen Usher's Vegas show, and yeah, he has strippers. It's like a Atlanta strip club basically environment, right? It's cool. And then the security was like, he's gonna come over here. Usher's gonna come to the stage right here, and I was like, what? And so I told my best friend, we're staying on this side. Like, he's gonna come. And she's like, okay. So we like made friends, and then where we were at was like the VIP area too. Chris Tucker was there, and Jermaine Dupri was there, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
You sent us pictures.
Yeah, I sent you guys pictures. I was like, "What? Oh my god!" It was so cool. Yeah, and then at one point we realized that security is not letting people in and out of this pathway, and I was like, "He's gonna come right here. I was just gonna walk by because security's not letting anybody go by." So we're like, "Okay," and so that was a plan, but Usher went the other way, and security's like freaking out, like, what the hell? Because they didn't clear the path. So he's like interacting with the crowd or whatever. So he was not supposed to go the way that he ended up coming, and he literally ended up walking right past us, and we took pictures. And this little Sayana, this lady that was like right by us, she like touched his fur coat, and she's like, ah! She like yelled. She was so excited. I was like, oh my god! And like when he went to the stage, yeah, they was like the strippers and everybody's dancing. He's like throwing Usher bucks, like Usher money. It looks like real money. And I picked it up, and yes, I gave it to my niece. That's her play money, is Usher bucks. Okay, my sister even posted like, I guess we got new play money, and it's the Usher bucks. Like it looks like real hundreds, but it's Usher's face.
Oh my god!
But I was like, oh my god! Like literally, that night was like the best night.
Awesome.
Like it felt like we
my
were teenagers
gosh,
again,
yeah.
like dancing to the DJ and just having a good time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm so glad like this
And
night
with
turned out.
her,
Yeah.
anybody,
Out of
like,
anybody,
yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
oh my god,
cool.
this is the
Love
best
that.
night. Yeah, the only time we
Mhm.
ever waited in line was for the Uber after,
Oh
and
my
I was
God.
like, but yeah, it was like the best night. I was like, oh
That
my
is
god, this is
dope.
so fun. I've been waiting to tell that story on here, guys. It's been like almost a month.
You have a lot of Usher stories.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, hold on. So that's what I told Fernando, and I was like, my husband, I was like, you know what? I think Usher heard the podcast, and that's why he told us to be his special guest, because we always talk about him
That's
on here.
right.
Mhm, that's right.
Oh, it is so funny.
But yeah, that's what. That was the story that I've been waiting to tell.
Oh, that is so cool.
That is cool.
What about you guys?
Oh, I love that.
Anything?
I guess the coolest thing that happened to me was when I went over there. I think it was like, I don't remember, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago now. Tino, my brother-in-law, got tickets to the Clippers Kings game, and the
Okay.
Clippers have a brand new arena.
Oh,
called Intuit.
Oh
Intuit
yeah,
Dome.
yeah. I've seen that.
I was amazed.
Yeah?
It was crazy. First, you have to like,
Wow.
you each have to have your ticket. You know how like here you can slide it and they scan it.
Oh,
Yeah.
So here you have to register for the dome itself.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
You have to put in your like your you have to have credit card information on there,
Oh wow.
and you take a picture of yourself. So when you walk into the stadium,
just show your identity.
yeah. So when you walk into the arena, like you they scan your face, right? Like you have
What the
you
hell?
put in all your information, they scan your face, and they're like, oh yeah, you're right here, Rene, and then they let you in that way.
That's
yeah.
way too much technology.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of
Like,
technology, but
one
once
thing,
you
like,
get
ooh.
inside, well, he ended up getting what they were called Halo suites. So it wasn't like a regular suite where you're like in a room, right? And then you go like in the outside, there's like little seats there. This one is like around the arena, and it was like 4 seats together, and the buffet, and there was a buffet there for us. Yeah.
It's like
There was a
buffet.
there was a buffet there for us.
Wow.
And it wasn't, you didn't take your food to the actual, I mean, you could if you wanted to, but they had tables for each little 4 seat sections.
Oh wow.
It felt like I was in Las Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah, and
That's
then
cool.
I'm not a Clippers fan, but
Yeah.
like I was like, fuck, this is crazy.
You're an experience fan.
Yeah. And like the screen was just in your face, and
Okay. Wow.
each seat had like a light to it, so like the stadium would light up. Like,
Oh wow.
it was crazy.
That's
I've never
cool.
seen an arena like that.
That's a cool
I'll admit,
experience.
they and there was like a basketball court outside too. Like I was like, yeah, right outside the front of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's by SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, like
Oh,
by
okay.
the Forum, I guess you can say that area.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's freaking
Wow.
amazing.
Wow.
It's a little over the top though, because yeah, you have to do that scan
Yeah.
your face to get in
Yeah.
there.
I had no idea the
Yeah.
Clippers had a new.
I guess the way you pay for something is they scan your face
That's weird.
because your card's on file. Yeah.
That's weird.
That's
See? And y'all be talking about immigrants be taking jobs. It's the fucking robots.
It's the robots.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the coolest thing that happened.
Did you check
Thanks,
your
Tino.
bank account?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were all checking. We were like,
You're
what are
good?
they charging
Oh my god.
us?
They're all toilet paper. We saw you use toilet paper.
It was nice. Like I was like, wow.
That's cool. Wow. What about you, Lisa?
So something cool that has happened. Actually, just recently. Actually, yesterday. I was at work. and I'm never in the front. Like we have like it's a like I don't want to say too much, but it's like a training institute,
Mhm.
right? We conduct all our training there, and so we get all different kinds of agencies that come in, and sometimes I see people from the military, that I served with before and stuff. And I'm like, God, that guy looks really familiar, right? Like he was coming towards me, and I'm like,
Was it Usher?
oh my
I was waiting the whole time. I was waiting the whole time. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, hashtag Usher on this episode.
Sorry.
No.
So he was walking towards
So
you.
he was walking towards me, and then I was like, oh my God, like it was my old commander from the medical detachment that I was here.
Mhm.
Like he is this like old white man Mormon guy,
Mhm.
like just the typical Mormon guy, right? You guys know, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But he has like, I mean, not that they don't, but he's just so like loving and just like gives out this like just energy that's just so like welcoming, right? And
Mhm.
not a lot of people have that, right?
Mhm.
So I saw him and it was just like, oh my God, like he took a chance on me. Like he was
Mhm.
very few people have, and he took a chance on me, and he hired me for this one position where I met Michelle and Tara. Like everything just went like that, right? And I'm like,
Wow.
oh my gosh. And then we just like, we bullshitted a little bit, and like I kept going back and seeing him and stuff, and I was going through pictures and stuff to just to see the old stuff.
Mhm.
But it just brought up like good stuff that I'm like, I forgot about that. Like
Mhm.
we went to and we were talking about it too. We went to Hawaii for a train. No, it wasn't a training. It was an annual training. Yeah. And we were there for 2 weeks. Like our commander, him, I don't want to say his name, but he set everything up because just has a good heart. He just loves everybody, right?
Mhm.
He wanted to make it like so special for us, and it was a medical detachment. So we had doctors, we had nurses, we had medics, we had and then like admin. So it was just like all just a big assortment, right? And we all worked in the hospital, Tripler, and we all like had a job there. Like we just filled in for somebody and like did our job or whatever. And then we ran like a 10K.
Oh.
I was fucking 8 months pregnant.
Oh wow.
I was looking at pictures. No, I was 7. When I came home, I was 8 months pregnant.
Oh,
There was
okay.
a tsunami that happened. Or there was a
Oh my
tsunami warning that
God.
Oh,
happened.
shit.
Like I was just like, holy shit. And then like I showed my daughter, I was like, look, like you were
You're
with
there.
me, and
Aw,
like
that's cool.
we went on a C-130 there,
Ooh.
and 7
Uncomfortable.
months pregnant. You're like sitting on a net.
Oh.
It's not even
Suck.
seats.
Those
then
are meant for like
no.
And
little
then when you
short
go to
transports.
the bathroom, like
Oh my
the
gosh.
thing is like this. So you see the top of your head, like the
Like at the park? Like at the Easter
Yeah,
park?
like an Easter park.
It's like, block me.
But everybody's like this.
Oh,
So you're just
okay.
like, or however it is.
You're making eye
But you're
contact?
just like, don't look at me.
Oh my
I mean, the
God.
way we were positioned, the way
Yeah.
we were.
Oh my
But yeah, it
God.
was so cool. But I knew that I was safe because I was with doctors and nurses.
Yeah.
That I was like,
Uh-huh.
okay, it got cleared and everything from the doctor
Yeah.
and everything.
I know. I was
but-
like, aren't you not allowed to fly
no,
that late?
no. Oh, well, I wasn't flying commercial. I was flying military, so they were able to like, okay, she's fine,
Okay.
But
Yeah.
like I said, I felt safe.
Yeah, that's cool.
But while
Mhm.
we were out there was a tsunami warning. It was when Japan had their
Oh
big
shit!
earthquake.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh
remember
my
that.
gosh. And they're like,
That's
your baby's
cute.
gonna have radiation and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to get out of here. Oh God, it was horrible.
Oh my
But just like
gosh.
little stories like that I'm like,
Yeah.
why am I holding on to these? Like, I need to talk about it.
Seriously.
Like,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
That's
Those are cool.
cool. That's interesting
Yeah.
that you say like it like triggered all these memories,
Uh-huh.
huh? Yeah.
All these good memories.
That's
like,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That happened to
Mhm.
me actually. We we took the crossing on our trip, so from San Diego to Tijuana to the airport. And then we ended up having to come out of the airport. So we had to drive, right? And then long story short, we were driving around and I was like, this looks so familiar. Like it was like, I have a hard time visualizing things. Like I can't, some of my memories are repressed. Like I can't think about, like I can't visualize them. And I was like, this looks so familiar. And I, in my phone, have my abuelita from my dad's side. I have her address marked on my maps in Google just because I like to go back and look at the house, right? And so I looked at it and it said I was 5 minutes away from her house. And I was like, that's why everything looks so familiar. But if I was to think about like what's the way to get to my abuelita's house, I wouldn't be able to visualize that. But the moment we were like driving, I was like, this looks so familiar. And I was like, what? And I was like, what? And then I looked at my phone and I was like, oh shit, we're 5 minutes away from my abuelita's house. Yeah. So I was like, that was so cool. Like it was like a nice feeling to be like, oh, okay. I haven't been here in years, but I remembered that. And I was like, oh my God. Because I haven't been there since I was a kid, I think, back to that house.
Do you think because of your healing and because you're healing your inner child and stuff, you were able to see that more and you're able to be like, oh my God, I remember this.
Like it like lit, it like flared up in my head and I was like, oh my God. Because and it's something that I'm working in right now in this somatic therapy is because I have a lot of repressed memories where like I can't, like for instance, yesterday she was like, they're like these weird like exercises and I'm like, okay, like almost like it almost feels like hippy dippy, right? Like and I'm like, okay. But like she's like, what's the memory that you can tie to this? And like I was close my eyes and I'm like, all I see is waves. Like I can't see anything. And she's like, that's okay. And then like it was like, oh, what do you see? And I was like, oh, I see a cave. And then I was like, oh, but it's a tunnel. And then she's like, can you see the light? And I'm like, no. And then I'm like, wait, the light turned on. And she's like, okay, what do you feel? And I was like, I'm scared. And she's like, okay, what are you scared of? And I was like, of what's at the end of the tunnel. And so later we like broke it down and she's like, those memories. And I was like, I'm scared to open those memories because I don't remember them. So I think it's maybe my body or my brain protecting me from opening those up. And I'm not ready for that. And she's like, okay, well, that's something that we can work on. We'll leave that alone for now. And then when you're comfortable, we can go back to that. But it was like, shit, like it's always like instantaneous where I'm like, oh shit, that's what that is. Oh shit, this is what I'm feeling. Oh, like, and so I'm like, yeah, I see it went from like seeing waves, like when I close my eyes, to seeing a cave, and then the cave ended up being a tunnel, and then it was like, no, I'm scared to go in there. I don't want to go in there. Yeah, because she like makes like she'll be like, how are you feeling about this? And I'll be like, I feel anxious. Can you see where do you feel it? That's what she says. Where do you feel your anxiety? And I'm like, in my shoulders. Can you see it from there? Can you name it? What does it look like? All these different things. And like once I get more acquainted with it, I'll tell you guys more about it. But I'm like, oh shit.
What kind of therapy?
Somatic therapy. Yeah, so it's like almost like I'm like, like this is weird, but but I'm seeing that it is helping, like, because there's certain things that I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that I was still holding on to that, or so yeah. So when that happened, where we were driving, and I was like, oh, and that's what I explained to her, like I wouldn't have been able to like tell you what it looks like, but when we were driving through, I was like, oh, I know where this is, and it was at night too, so that's what it was like even weirder, it was like dark out. Yeah, so I was like, oh, cool. Yeah. So that was the beginning of my trip. Yeah. Does anybody else want anything to share before I go into my deep dive of my trip?
No, we're ready.
Okay.
Let's go.
So I traveled with our cousin Crystal. Again, she's on the codependency episode, so go back and watch that.
Crystal with a K.
Yeah, Crystal with the K. And my husband. And it was just us three. And originally I had already told Crystal that I wanted to go to Charapan, which is in Michoacan, which is where our moms are from. And I know she spends a lot of time out there, so I wanted to go with her because I know she knows. And like I was like, cool, like she's gonna know where to go, she's gonna know exactly what to do. So we ended up planning a 9-day trip out of it
9 days.
because we took the Thanksgiving holiday and we took the weekend before Thanksgiving and the weekend after Thanksgiving. So we worked it around so that I ended up only taking 5 vacation days from work and I got 9 days out of it. So
Way to play the system.
yeah. There's
They owe
there's certain
us.
days. There's certain days that happens, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's. Like there's certain days where it's like I've seen people post it on like Instagram where it's like how to get the maximum of your vacation days.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
so cool. So we did that. We flew out of so we crossed the border, and that was one thing because it's like you pay for the pass and you leave from San Diego to they have like they call it the CBX. And you cross over to the Tijuana airport. So we did that, and then we flew out of Tijuana to Oaxaca, and when we got there, it was nighttime.
Like the cheese.
Huh?
That reminds me of Tommy. Oaxaca cheese.
Oh, Tommy.
R.I.P.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, his birthday just passed. Oh, happy birthday, Tommy. So yeah, we got to Oaxaca late, and then we got tacos, and then
Oh my gosh.
my husband got sick. But anyways, moving on. We spent 2 days in Oaxaca, and that was cool. We went to something called Motherland, which is their pyramids. I posted it on our Instagram stories to say, the first video that we posted saying we were taking a break. I posted that video there. That was really cool. Like, I'm not a big history person. Fernando loves history. He loves everything. And then, like, him and Crystal were, like, siblings. It was cool. Because I was like, cool, talk about history. I'm going to be over here, like, taking pictures. Yeah, so that was cool to go see stuff like that. And then we flew from Oaxaca to Mexico City. And the flights got easier because, like, we're in Mexico. So it's
domestic flight.
Yes, different. Yeah. So then from there we stayed in Mexico City for 3 days.
Damn.
And yeah, we went to go see the Zócalo, which is like the main center.
Oh, the plaza area?
Yeah. Bless you. And it's okay. And we went there. We like walked around. We went and ate churros, and we did all kinds of things. So we did a lot of shopping. And then we wanted to go to. I had seen it on Instagram. I was like, damn, Instagram. I saw hot air balloons over the pyramids, and I was like, I want to do that.
So
and I was like, when am I ever gonna get to do that?
Never.
So we did that, and we got up at 4 something in the morning. They picked us up at 5:15 in the morning because it was a sunrise balloon ride.
Oh, wow.
It was fucking cold, and I had on a skirt, but I had like medias, like nylons on underneath, but I was still fucking cold. And I like layered because that's one thing that Crystal told me was to layer because it would be cold in the morning but hot at night. So like I would wear a tank top and then a long sleeve and then a jacket, and then like I would take everything off when it was hot.
Like here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, we did that. We got on the hot air balloon. That was really cool. So yeah, we did that. That was really cool. Like, and it was 15 people in a basket.
Damn.
So it's like 12 people. Each little, it's broken off into 4 sections.
My anxiety can never.
And then the 2 people in the middle that are like driving it, right? Basically with the fire and everything. So once we got into the basket, it was cool because it was warm because of the fire. I was like, yes, like a bonfire basically. So yeah, you like
That's
literally go over
so
them, and it's so
cool.
fucking cool. And there was so many other ones. Like we were the second one in the air. And it was just cool to see literally like 30 balloons in the air at this time.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
And then even coming down was cool because they're like, okay, you basically like brace for impact.
Oh no way.
So yeah, because when you go down, like you're literally hitting the ground. It's not like a gentle, And it's literally you see the guys coming like chinga, like they're hauling ass, right? Because they have to help weigh it down, like they have to, yeah. And then they also put the basket on the back of a trailer. So like literally they like drop us and then they're like, okay, everybody get in, and then we have to get in again to lift it up and put it onto the trailer so that they can take it back. Yeah, so it was like a whole process, but it was so cool. Like it was funny because we got pictures. The pictures sucked, but I was like, I'm glad I took some on my phone. But they had a guy doing a drone video, so we bought the drone video. That was cool. Yeah,
that is cool.
it was so cool because
How
it's
high
like,
did you guys get? You guys know?
I don't know.
No.
That's a Fernando question because I don't know.
How long was the whole thing?
About 40 minutes the ride. So
Wow.
it was we paid for a tour, like an experience. So they picked us up, they dropped us off back at our
nice.
Airbnb. They took us to breakfast in a cave, like a underground cave.
Wow.
That was really cool. Yeah, and then they drove us to the actual pyramids, and then we had an hour to look at that. So yeah, it was really cool.
That's dope.
Mhm. Yeah, that was probably my favorite thing from Mexico City.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from there, we did like more exploring, more shopping, and then we took a bus from Mexico City to Morelia, which is in Michoacan. And the bus ride was fine. Like it was 3 hours.
I did have a funny story from Morelia when I was a kid. When you're done.
No, go ahead. Tell us about Morelia.
So this was I was 9 years old. We went over there for something, I forgot what.
Uh-huh.
And we went to the zoo at Morelia.
Uh-huh.
And here in Mexico, they have you go up these steps and then you look down into there was a polar bear exhibit.
Uh-huh.
And no railings or anything like that, right? I totally forgot where I was. When I stopped looking at the polar bears, I turned around and I just took all the steps down, like roll.
Oh no!
I hit the ground, poof!
Oh my god!
Dust. I still feel the hurt.
Oh my god!
From the fucking impact.
Oh my gosh! I thought you were gonna say
So
you
it's
fell in with
Morelia.
the.
That's why you hate Morelia. Because you fell.
Yeah, you talked to Fabi about this one. I think she said, "I just turned around, you're gone."
Oh my gosh!
I can still taste the dirt,
Yeah.
everything.
The dirt. Oh my
Oh
god.
man,
That's funny.
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
was a great fall. One of my best
oh
falls
my
ever.
god. You know what's funny? We drove by the zoo. We did not go to the zoo though. If I would have known, I would have taken a picture and be like, Renee, do you remember?
The polar bear exhibit. He
Oh
just
my
died.
gosh. We're at the zoo. That's
All
so
right.
funny.
Proceed.
So yeah, we took the bus, which is fine, and then we rented a car, and then we got to drive around, which is cool because, and me and Fernando were like, we could never follow the instructions to do this. Like, you have to be here to do it. Like, she has to be here to guide us to do it. Like, you can't just tell anybody, take this bus, take that, da 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 da. No, it doesn't work that way. So yeah, we got there. We stopped in Urapan first. We stayed there. That room was like rough. It was like literally in the woods.
Oh my gosh.
Like literally, like it was scary.
One of the most
stay out
dangerous
of the
cities in the world.
Yeah, I didn't know that till until we came back. And then we went to Pátzcuaro, which is another city. There's another island nearby that I don't know if you remember. Like, you take a boat to it, and it's like a little island. We didn't get to go though because there was a lot of fog. But that was something that I wanted to do, but we didn't get to do, which is fine. We saw more ruins. We saw, and a lot of these names are like indigenous names, so they're hard to say for me. But we saw, they call them, I think they're called yakatas, but they're like round in the front, and then square in the back pyramids, and there were 5 of them. So that was cool. We got to see that. It's just like a lot of cool like history that you don't realize is there, right?
You don't know.
Yeah, because even your dad, Renee's dad, was like, I didn't know that was there. And then we tried to go to a second set of ruins, and it was closed. So we're like, oh no, is it like closed forever?
What do you mean
Closed for right
closed?
now.
Close forever right now. Like, is somebody coming back?
Yeah, and then we're like, oh, they just closed. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
then the next day we went and we saw them, and it was cool because nobody was there. It was just us three,
Nice.
and then the people that opened the gate. So that was really cool. Like, oh,
Wow.
cool, we get to do these things, and nobody's around.
Yeah.
Nobody's in our pictures. And so we did that. Then we ended up going to Charapan, and that was cool because it was really cold, so like the clouds were very low in the mountains, and so that was really pretty. We stopped and took a picture at the sign that says like "Bienvenidos a Charapan," and it's like "Welcome to Charapan" is what that is in English. And it was funny because Crystal was like, "I've never taken a picture here. I've taken a picture of the sign, but not below the sign." And I was like, "Cool, So that was cool. It was fucking cold, but we were like, "Oh well, and don't get hit by a car taking a picture."
They don't stop.
And they're like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Everybody's staring at us." And they're like, "Oh no." Yeah. So then we got to see the house, our family house, which is cool because I've always heard about this house growing up and, what it looked like. And it was cool to see it for myself and to see because it's like the original site. When you walk in through the gates, the original site is on the left and then the upgraded is on the right, which when our grandparents passed away, I believe all the siblings, like all of our tias and tios, pitched in money to
Really?
maintenance the house. I think that's what it is. I think I remember that. Like everybody gave money to basically
I think I remember
keep
something
up with the house or like to
yeah.
do upgrades and stuff like that with the house. So yeah, the house has been in our family for a really long time. So that was really cool to see. And it just felt like, I don't know, it felt weird.
Did
Like in a
it?
good way. Like, oh shit, like this is literally like they're like, this is a house that the room that everybody was born in. And like just to think about like our moms growing up in this house and then, coming all the way over here. So it was like cool to be like, oh, they would run around in the streets and stuff like that. And the whole time I was texting my mom pictures and she was like so excited. Like I could see the excitement of her in her text messages. So that was really cool to be there and to just see it for myself. And to share that like with my husband. So he knows like he's like, oh shit, like this wood is old. Like you look at the rings of the wood and it's like they're
old.
like really old. And like I believe the house was our great grandpa's. So like Ines and her husband's family, like their house, I believe, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I'm sure somebody will correct me, and that's fine. But yeah, it's been in our family for that long, so it's really cool to see that, like
That is cool.
where we come from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we walked around the town. Yeah, and that was cool just to see like, oh, okay, the like literally family history, because I feel like sometimes we lose that. Like I've tried to get pictures from everybody. I've tried to write letters to the tias and the tios, and
You're like, I'm going right to the source.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out. Can I get everybody's
brought a microphone?
everybody's Hall of Records, please? Let me get everybody's things. Yeah. So that was really cool. Like, and that was the whole reason for the trip was to go see like where we come from and stuff like that. And it was cool because today my mom was like, my dad, she's like, your dad was like, he's like proud of you for going there because like he was so excited, that you got to see and you got to go. And I was like, yeah, and I was like,
oh my gosh,
I know. I was like, what? For going on a trip? Me? Yeah. Me for being a vaca? You're proud? I'm just kidding, Dad. Just kidding.
For leaving?
Yeah. For going out the country? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it was really cool. It was a really fun trip. It was really nice. I did a lot of shopping. But it was more of like the experience of it, like the pyramid and seeing the house and stuff like that. That was really cool. Like I was ready to come home, like because it was really long, like the trip. I was like, I want my own bed, I want my own shower, I want my dogs.
Oh, the dogs.
Yeah,
that's rough.
I know they were very well taken care of. Yeah, they were very well taken care of by my sister and my mom and my niece and my dad. I'm sure. But yeah, it was a really nice trip, and I'm really glad that I took it. And it just made me realize like this, like it's, I can go anywhere. Like
Mm.
I'm not saying that people with kids can't travel, but it just makes it easier for us to travel and do these things. Like it's more of I can see it now more, where it's
Yeah.
like I can't do that, and now it's like
Mhm.
no, I'm gonna do that. Like we're going to everywhere. We're gonna see
Mm.
all the
And
history.
Renee's going with them.
Yeah, Renee's coming
That
too.
is so awesome. I love
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Yeah, it was really really fun. It was really
That's
cool.
cool.
The pictures, like I keep looking back at the pictures and stuff like that, and my mom is like looking at them and showing them to everybody. Because even I thought it was so sweet. When we were in Charapan, our tia Selena texted me, and she basically was like, "Thank
Hi,
you for."
Tia. She watches.
Oh yeah, hi
Hi,
tia.
tia.
She was like, "Thank you for visiting, our town where we're from," and I was like, yeah, because I'm like, I don't know how many of us have gone to see, like, and I shared it with Mariah. Hi, Mariah. And she was like, I'm gonna go, and I'm like, that's
Chanho.
cool. Yeah, but it's cool. I think everybody should see, at least
Yeah.
go see it,
Go see it,
because
yeah.
that's our family history, and not a lot of people get that. Like, you think about how much is lost,
Mhm.
and this is an actual physical place to go.
I'm trying to figure out how many times I've been there. I think 3.
I've never been there.
It's cool.
Mm.
You gotta go. Just like Kenny
I
said,
think
just to
Yeah.
go
just gonna
experience
go.
And it
it.
doesn't have to
I
be
haven't.
like we weren't there all
Yeah.
day. We were there a few hours just to
Mhm.
see and and to say that I've been there and to see what it is. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then from there we went to breakfast, and then we went to go look at the volcano ruins that are there.
Yeah,
It was
that's
a town
cool.
called San Juan Viejo, and it's basically like all like lava rock, and then there's like a church, ruins of a church that was there, a huge church.
You can go up the
Wow.
volcano.
Yeah.
You
We
guys
were
don't
like,
wanna do it.
no. Yeah,
I
it's
have
a
pictures
long
up there.
it's a long trek. You have to go by horse, and it's like a
Mhm.
all day thing. So we were like, "Nah, we're gonna be tired." But yeah, that I think maybe next time, because I do want to go back. And I was like, now I can just go straight to the closest airport, and then I don't need to go to all these other places this time
Mhm.
to go there. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, that's something I want to do, is go actually up the volcano. But
Cool.
yeah, the trip was really cool. It was so nice. It was just it was a cool experience to share,
Yeah.
And I've posted pictures on my Instagram and stuff so people can see. I'll share it on our
Oh,
our
yeah.
podcast Instagram so that everybody can see, just because it's cool. Like, I think everybody should see, where
The church,
Yeah.
too. The church is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Mhm.
from 1530
Oh my
something, I believe,
gosh.
I
right?
don't know.
It's old.
Yeah, it's an old church. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
my
was
mom
really
said it's
pretty.
like moving or shifting or
Is it?
something. Like she
Oh,
said it's
shit.
old.
Yeah.
It's
I
really
believe
old.
it, yeah.
Yeah, there's churches everywhere,
Yeah.
everywhere,
Really?
everywhere, everywhere in
Ah.
Mexico.
Do you
Fernando's
hear
like,
a lot of like
Boing.
bells? Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
No,
not
you
a
didn't
lot,
hear it?
no. But Fernando's like, another church, like, why is there so many churches? But the buildings, he's like, wow, these are cool ass buildings. But yeah, he's like, another church. Do they have church awards? Because there's one on this corner and one on this corner. But
In
yeah.
Chalapan, if you stay overnight, you can hear
There's
the
a bell.
bell.
Oh yeah, that's what Crystal said. She's like,
Bong.
they're so loud.
Shit.
I'm like, oh my god.
Wait,
It is
wait,
not-
say that again.
The
The-
bell rings. It's just
If what?
The bells.
The
church
bell
when?
rings
bells.
like just in the morning, I think, and
Uh-huh,
then at
early in the
night.
morning,
No, early
uh-huh.
morning. Somebody dies, it rings.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I think
Yeah.
I've
That
heard
shit
that
is loud.
before. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because it's not that far. The house is not that far from the church.
No, it's literally like up a block.
Because the church is like this, the center of the town.
Imagine all the ghosts and all the like haunted stuff that's there.
Oh my god! When we were at that scary hotel in the woods, I swear I heard little girls laughing,
Oh,
and I was
I
like, I didn't see no
know.
children. I was like, oh hell no!
Oh,
No.
Red.
I was like, not in Mexico. No, no fantasmas. No, thank you. Yep. Uh huh. I know. I know.
That is
So,
cool.
anything else you guys want to catch us up on?
Think
No?
I'm good. Yeah.
You think you're good? Okay. We also wanted to take this episode to list what we've learned about ourselves from the podcast and from our healing journeys, and anything else we want to share in general about this year. Because crazy, this is the last episode of 2024. That's so weird.
Yeah.
Like, crazy.
Yeah.
Damn. When we did
Hey,
like
really
30
quick,
episodes.
did you guys I don't know if you guys kept up with the whole P Diddy thing.
No.
Yeah, but I think I wasted like 2 weeks of my life on that.
Yeah.
Like, too much.
That's
Oh my
terrible.
Where
God.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to like,
You went down the rabbit hole.
yes, like
Yay.
notifications and
Oh
everything.
my
Oh my
God.
I wanted to know.
Oh my gosh.
Now I'm like, oh no, I can't. It's
Yeah,
exhausting.
it's dark. Yeah. Oh my gosh. We do not condone that. We're Usher fans over here, okay?
Yeah. Well,
I know. Renee, do you want to go first? I know you have an outline.
Sure.
Okay.
So this is Renee's list of what he has learned about himself and others from the podcast and healing in general.
Okay.
1, healing is a continuous journey that never ends.
Never.
I think we talked about that a lot here.
Mhm.
So, it's
And you will have setbacks.
yes, absolutely, yeah.
Mhm.
And it's not like a perfection thing either.
Mhm.
It's more like you healing to cope better, like to because shit's gonna happen. Your emotions are gonna get ramped up, and then just like how are you gonna deal with that after?
Yeah.
And
Here, Mike.
and
There
like
you go.
how are you gonna deal with that like after the incident, whatever triggered you.
Mhm.
So healing's not like something happens and you're just like, oh, I'm cool. Like,
Mhm.
it's not like that. I think a
No.
lot of people think that like you're gonna when you heal like nothing affects you. It's like no, it still affects you.
No,
We're
yeah, you're
humans.
still
like,
human. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no, like
You still lose your shit.
you still lose your
Yeah,
shit, and then but
yeah.
you learn how to
Not stay in it.
stay in it and not damage yourself.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because you still have to feel it. You still have to
Yeah.
go through it. You still have
Yeah.
to like embrace the suck,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and then it goes away.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
With work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because you have all these copamisms
Yeah.
that you like already know that just pop up when you
Uh-huh.
least expect it. You're like,
Mhm.
how the fuck did I?
Yeah.
Old Lisa
so
would have.
true.
Yeah.
Blown
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool
That's
when you
crazy.
can see that in yourself. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, old me would have not.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, I definitely feel like I have grown more like social or like I feel like I can have a conversation with a stranger more than that where like before I wouldn't say anything. Like I feel like I can speak up now
That's
more.
so true.
And it's like we're talking to 100 people but we're not, but it's still like cool to be like, oh yeah, I have like even on vacation my Fernando was like, oh yeah, she has a podcast, and then people were like, oh, what's your podcast about? And then I'm like, oh, okay, we're like before I'd be like, shut up, like like I don't want to talk about it, but I'm like, oh yeah, it's about this and this and this, and it's like cool. So I like that about myself, that I can carry on conversations and that I'm more like confident in myself. I'm not 100%, but I do feel more confident in having conversations and in myself. Like because there's sometimes where I'll say things to yourself and I'm like, damn, where'd that come from? Like I'm dropping gems and I don't know where they came from. I'm like, where'd that come from? Like, hello? Okay, yeah. I do still struggle with sometimes I say things and I don't fully apply it to my own life. And that's where my husband holds me accountable. And sometimes it's hard for me to see that and I struggle with that, but I appreciate it. I do, because it's like if you want to grow and you heal, you don't want people that are going to be like I'm trying to think of the word. I want to say like aiding and abetting your
enabling your
there you go, enabling. They're like enabling you not growing.
Yeah.
And so him holding me accountable is something that I do appreciate. Like sometimes I fight it and I got an attitude about it, but I know he means well and I know we've both grown so much because of it, So yeah, I've definitely seen growth in myself and small things like that. But yeah, definitely this podcast, I feel like talking about things, it's giving me a voice and I'm not afraid to use it. I'm not afraid to burn this shit down.
Burn it down.
Yeah. And it's cool to for the family to be receptive of it, like the tias and, watch it or they talk about it or they share it. Like my mom was talking to my tia Selena, our tia Selena, and she was like trying to send her the podcast that Jerry was on, and then I ended up just texting it to her, and then my mom was like, "Can you text it to your other tia?" And I was like,
Aw.
"Okay." So yeah, it's just cool, like that we're learning about ourselves and we're healing, and they're along for the journey, and they're supportive about it. You
Yeah, they
know,
are.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Because it's so easy for them to be like,
what are you guys doing?
yeah, like,
Mhm.
what do you, yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Mhm.
talking shit. We're not talking shit. We're talking our
She's
truth.
telling the truth,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm. We're standing up for ourselves over here.
Mhm.
We're learning about ourselves, and the
Mhm.
world is watching. Well, like
Mhm.
just our world is watching.
Mhm.
We're not there yet.
Just year one.
Yeah, year one.
Year one. Oh my
If anybody
gosh,
wants
that's
to
crazy.
sponsor us, let us know. We got brand deals.
A
Let us
Pollo
know.
Loco?
Uh-huh.
We love your Takis.
Oh my
Takis.
God.
Tacos.
Tacos.
Crunchy tacos.
Oh
Oh my
my
gosh, they're
God,
so
their life.
good.
Sorry
Did you
about
see
your
that they're
tacos.
2 for $5 on Tuesdays?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's my new Taco Tuesday
Tuesday, Taco
plan.
Tuesday.
Oh
Oh
my
my gosh.
gosh.
How funny.
Well, for me, the biggest thing, it has helped me improve as a parent.
Mm.
Like big
Mm.
time because I can see it, and the fact that I'm talking about it and I'm saying stories about it, because I don't say these stories like this is what's going on in my head, right? And like the events are happening and stuff. So the fact that I'm saying these stories out loud to you guys, like I'm like, okay, like I'm not doing that bad, like she's still
Mm.
alive, like she's still, kicking and screaming, and
Mhm.
she's okay, and
Mhm.
that, as a parent, that's like your number one fear is fucking up your kid,
Mhm.
like that. I
Yeah.
think about that all day, every day, like,
Mhm.
oh my God, like, and it's not just like, don't do this around them or anything like that. It's more of like, you want them to, like, for my daughter, like, I want her to have her voice. I want her to not feel ashamed or any of the things that I feared. Like, I
Mhm.
want her to be like, times 10, like,
Mm.
and she really is,
Mhm.
and I think we feed off of each other so much
Mhm.
that, like, she'll check me, or
Mhm.
or I'll check her and stuff
Mm.
like that. And it's like, sometimes I'm like, hey, like, you're the parent, like, but
Mhm.
I mean, not that she's disrespectful or anything like that, but certain things that she says that I'm like, how the fuck do you know about this? Like
Mm.
little things, like, for example, like with her friends, like she'll have a friend, and she's going through a breakup or whatever, right? And
Mhm.
she's like telling her friend, like, you're so much better than this, and like, you're good, and blah blah blah, right? And she's like pumping her friend up, and she's like, but I'm always here for you, like, if you go back,
Mm.
or little things like that, that I'm like,
Mhm.
oh,
Wow.
like, she,
Mhm.
like, really genuinely cares about her friends, her friendship.
Mhm.
And that's one thing that I've always wanted her to have, is friendships, like
Mhm.
good people around her,
Yeah.
because those are the people that you're going to grow with. And like,
Mhm.
Mm.
you want to have a good gang, and
Mhm.
Mm.
I have a really good gang, and I'm like, and I know she sees it, and she's always wanted that. So the
Mhm.
fact that she's like, she knows what to look for, and
Yeah.
she'll tell me too. So she says, there's like one girl or whatever, she's like, oh no, I don't trust her, like, we're friends, but like, I watch myself
Yeah.
around
Mhm.
her and stuff like that. I'm like, oh,
Mm.
okay,
She's
Mhm.
very
okay,
mature. Like
very,
she knows a lot about life
uh-huh.
already. Like when I
Mhm.
So I'm
picked her up
like,
the other day, like
yeah.
she's just like I could talk. I was like talking to like a person,
A person.
Uh-huh.
not
Yeah.
a person, but like an adult, right?
Yeah,
Like she's ahead of the
yeah.
game already. Like
Big
where we were
time.
way behind
Big
that
time. And
already.
you
Yeah.
know what? And I was wondering, I was like, is that like a Vegas thing? Or is that like a single parent thing, or like a
Mm,
child from divorce?
mm,
Because your niece is very like that. She's very
yeah.
Mhm.
like
Aware
independent,
already.
aware, very like,
Yeah.
like she knows. And it's so funny how, like, my daughter and her, like,
Mhm.
they're like a huge difference, age difference,
Yeah.
Mm.
but
But they play and
they
they.
play. And like, my
Mm.
daughter says, like, she's so cool, like, she's a cool little kid, right?
She's
And
the
like,
coolest.
and
I
the
love her.
other day, like, we were at the doctor's or whatever. You know how they have like I don't, you guys wouldn't know, but they have like the kids, the pressure thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
But they have like little ones, they have like different sizes, right? They're so
Oh, how
cute. And
cute.
then they did it on her, and she was like, okay. And then they're like, you could keep it or throw it away. She's like, I'm gonna give it to
Oh, my niece.
your
Uh-huh.
niece, and she's like, because she'll do something with this.
She will.
She's like, she has like the coolest like toys and
Setup.
props and stuff. And it's
Yeah.
funny because the other day she had like the wrappers of McDonald's and like the bag and stuff. So she plays McDonald's. So like, she'll play restaurants or whatever, and she has the stuff, She's like, what do you want to play? What do you want to do?
She does.
I love
So
that.
fucking
I love
creative. I
that.
love her so much.
I went on a way crazy, but
That's
that's
okay.
the fact that we're able to connect with our kids like that. Like
Yeah.
my mom never talked about me like that, like
Yeah. It's cool.
yeah. And even like now, like my mom, total different relationship. Like I can talk to my mom now and like laugh and have stories and
That's
have
cool.
memories of our own,
Yeah.
And it's really cool.
That's
It's
cool.
really cool.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And it's because of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's really cool. I know it's crazy to see like the support and the like. I'm interested to see like when this airs, it'll already happen, the Christmas party. I think I'm gonna go. But it'll be interesting to see like who listens, who's like, oh cool, like, because I see, bless you, I see like on our socials and stuff like that, like, oh okay, who interacts or who looks at stuff, and I was like, that's cool. Like even on my other side of the family, like some of my cousins follow us and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, oh okay, it's this side of the family, but both sides of my family listen, so that's cool. Yeah.
So if they're so if they're interested in coming on,
Yeah.
let us know.
Yeah. If you want to come on. I know we got a lot to talk about. Let's see. What about your guys' healing journey from this year?
What I learned from it, it's my list.
Okay, let's see.
Healing is a journey that you do alone, but it's not a lonely one.
Mhm.
Like connections matter.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
you do it alone, right? Like you're home, you gotta do your work, do the work,
Yeah.
or whatever it is you do to get through the
Yeah.
healing. You
Mhm.
do it alone, but there's also like a community of people, like you guys, like we
Mhm.
connect with each other, and
Yeah.
other people. Like I have friends that are going through the same process, and like
Mhm.
one friend in particular, Maricela, she sends me these books,
Mhm.
how to do the work and how to
Yeah.
How to Be the Love You Seek by Dr. Nicole LePera. And I've read both of them in the last month and a half or something, somewhere around there. And
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's just amazing what it talks
Yeah.
about, how you're you're pretty much stuck in the emotion as you were as a kid,
Mhm.
and that's what your body seeks, even if it's toxic. Your body looks for that, and because it's used to it, it's safe,
Mhm.
and you got to figure out how to get out of that, rewire your brain to just get out of that.
Yeah.
Doing that stuff. And
Yeah.
it's a great. This was like I just finished this one today, I think, or is it
Oh, okay.
yesterday? And oh my gosh, you guys got to read it. I don't want to say too much about it because I could spend all day talking about it, but it's just how like we're all connected, like our energy is connected, and if you come into a room and you have a shitty energy, then people are gonna feel it. Like literally, you can feel the energy.
Yeah.
And yes,
That's
so
crazy.
it's awesome. Like I enjoyed reading them. Like I'm gonna take the practices from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Have you ever read this much?
No.
Gosh.
Like for fun, no.
Yeah.
Or not for fun, but
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
That's cool.
I gotta read your book still. The You
Yeah.
and Me Primas and Diaz and Primas, and
When
then
I read the whole thing, that was
Yeah.
and then she sent me another one about I forgot the name of it, but it's how to tell somebody that's healing from somebody that's narcissistic. I'm like, put these into play.
Right?
Yeah.
There's this one book I started, or I was listening to it. Is Dark Empath, and it's like how to like spot like someone that is saying like, yeah, like, but it's really like advantage towards them, yeah, and like what to spot. It's pretty good so far. I don't want to talk too much about it because I really want to like fully hear about it, and then like I'll share. But that one's pretty good.
But I definitely recommend these books to anybody that's starting the healing journey or wants to do like self healing. Definitely good books to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's how we fix it. Like in our
Yeah.
brains, like that's how we rewire by like, because we're like, how are we doing this? How does he do, like,
Yeah.
how do you talk? You're talking to somebody, your therapist, and like, what, you're the one that's talking. And it's like, no, but like if you keep educating yourself, you keep reading, like you find other ways, because
Yeah.
like everybody's so different that it may not work for you, but like maybe this method might work for you, you know, like you just don't know until you find it,
Yeah.
you know, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Very cool. Yeah, I think it's cool that you find books and you're like, oh shit, like it like blows your mind, and then you're like, you want more, you want to learn more, you want to, relate more to these things. So that's cool. And then, you don't, if you don't like to read, you can always audiobook, kind of things. Oh, that's cool. I like that we recommend stuff that have helped us, like you're recommending these books, and I was like, I don't think Renee's ever recommended a book prior to your healing journey, like I've never recommended books to anybody. Like, but it's part of your healing journey. You find different things, and it's like once you start ripping off that band-aid, you're like, oh, oh shit, I want more. So
I'm gonna put a list of all the books that have helped me, because I do have a list of them.
oh, okay,
Which is
that'd be
weird
cool.
because I don't have a list of anything else.
So yeah, from my healing journey, did you want to go on more?
I was gonna just say, with the healing stuff, I put also healing is a full-time job, and
It is.
Yeah.
I absolutely believe it is, and I'm lucky that I have my disability rating. And I always think about it, I'm like, how the fuck do people, like, how do you guys do it? Like, honestly,
Yeah.
don't know how you guys do it.
have a
I'm like
choice.
amazed, huh?
I don't have
You
a
have no
choice.
choice.
Yeah.
But like to me, it is a full-time job. Like it's something you got to keep on, or else you're gonna slip off and shit.
Yeah.
Go back to square one.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to stay positive, and it's hard to not want to slump back into old ways. Even like with taking medicine, sometimes I'll be down the stairs and I'm like, shit, I forgot my medicine, and I'm like, nope, I gotta walk up the stairs, do it all, take it, because I know it's gonna affect me. So just little things like that, like little shifts, that it's like, okay, you gotta keep going, because we know what the alternative is, and we don't want to go back there.
And the
Yeah.
old way, I think, is easy. Just slip back into it and just keep it that way.
Yeah, I get back
So
in.
easy.
It is. It's harder to be healthy. Like, I mean, even with like food wise, right? You're eating healthy, it's so much work,
I always
right?
said, like, the amount of workouts I do, if I were to put that much dedication into my
health, eating
into
healthy,
into my nutrition, like I'd have the fucking best body ever. Because I use it for like my mental health. Like I work out for my mental health, but I eat like shit. So
this
it
book
doesn't.
talks about that too.
Yeah.
How you need to get your body correct, eat the right stuff,
body right, your mind right. Yeah. So like it's crazy. I think they're onto something.
Yeah, that makes sense. For me, definitely realizing that my therapist that I had for so long was no longer like serving, like I had outgrown it. So that was a big step for me to realize that and to do something about it.
Remember, you were so scared.
I was.
You couldn't do it. You were
I
so
was.
scared. And now look at you.
And now I'm like, well, oh, okay.
Seeing tunnels and lights.
I know. And that's how I was like, I related to something that somebody said, and I looked it up, and then that's how I ended up finding that. And then even with the roadblock of the other facility that I tried to go to, I was like, no, I'm still gonna figure this out. So definitely proud of myself for that, because like not a lot of people are, people will still go to the same, they don't realize that they've outgrown something. Like they're just comfortable, and that's what I was comfortable in where I was, but I wasn't advancing and growing my healing. So definitely that is a big difference. Definitely the new medication that I got on has definitely helped me a lot more. deciding to not have kids was a big part of my healing journey. Because it took off a lot of pressure
You can see
that
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely took off a lot of pressure and a lot of like just anxiety that I had myself. Where even I'm like, is that even something that I wanted, or was it just something that was put in my head because of society? But I'm like, no, I'm happy with where I am. Like, I like my partner enough to just be me and him and our dogs. So definitely I feel a lot healthier. There's still a lot of work that I need to do. I got a smart mouth and I got bad attitude that I need to work on, and I need to be a little bit more empathetic in some aspects of my life.
That's on my list too.
Yeah? Oh,
Or I said being empathetic is a skill.
it is.
Yeah.
It's
It really is.
Some people don't either they
No,
don't have it or they
don't
choose
care.
not to try to acquire it.
Mhm.
But it's and I definitely think it's a skill. Like
Mhm.
you have to work on it. You have
Mhm.
to even reading helps with it. Like this
Mhm.
book teaches you like, you gotta be kind to other people. Your energy's gotta be positive.
Mhm.
But you gotta work on yourself first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even like when you get into like a toxic situation, there's nothing wrong with like leaving it.
Mhm.
Right?
Oh yeah.
So I'm
That's
That's the
learning
best
that
thing you
too.
could do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
That's the best thing you
That's
can do.
something.
And that's
That's like one of the first things I learned.
Yeah.
Even
Mhm.
like in HR, like that's the number one thing is like you walk away. You
Yeah.
walk away. No matter what, you walk away
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
come back. And when your
Mhm.
head is clear and their head is clear, then you can have a conversation.
Yeah.
Because if not,
This is gonna
it's
be
just a battle.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, real quick then. I said here, everyone has a story. Being kind and understanding to anyone you meet, it goes a long way.
Mhm.
Saying that, not everyone is on a healing journey,
Uh-huh.
and it's okay to set boundaries with them,
Mhm.
which is
It
I
is.
learned.
Yeah, because some people don't want to see you grow because it it changes their access to you, and you're shifting something and not everybody is comfortable with change.
Mhm.
So by you changing or you healing and setting these boundaries, it's changing their world too. Like
Mhm.
you're not following the rules, and that messes with them.
Mhm.
And
What I should have put on here is that healers are rebels.
yeah, we want to burn this shit down.
We're gonna burn it. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna
we're gonna
burn
burn
this
this
shit
shit
down.
down. Well,
Burn this motherfucker down.
yep. What about you, Lisa?
What are we talking about?
Like healing in general.
Your healing journey for this year.
I think just I've been talking a lot more and I'm able to express how I feel and really and because I feel it, like I feel validated and I feel like okay, like it's not just in my head, like the shit really is going on or whatever, and I think with the healing, I've given myself a lot of grace and patience because you can't do it all. You really can't. And you're only one person and you have eyes on you and you want to make sure you set that example, and yeah. It's a process, but it's a good process. And I think the whole point of it is doing better by making those changes. And when I see those changes by seeing it like with my daughter or just with anybody around me, they're like talking a little different or saying, things that I'm like, oh, that made an impact or, oh, that was different from them or whatever, and it's like, that's cool. That's really cool. And that makes me feel good. That makes me feel like, okay, cool. It is working. So, yeah.
What else is on your list, Rene?
Routine.
Ugh.
Why do you say that like that?
Because, like, it works.
Like, yeah, it's
Yeah, no, it
boring,
works.
but it
Yeah.
works. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to take like vacations and breaks and stuff like
yeah,
that because routines are important, yes, but
mm.
you do not need to take a break. And
Yeah.
that's my issue.
Is
But yeah, routine.
you don't take breaks or
I no,
no?
I don't.
Oh yeah,
I
you
don't.
gotta
And if
take
I do,
breaks.
I'm still doing something.
Oh shit,
It's never a like like
you have
even
that
to go
you have that
yeah.
Galvan gene in you.
It's annoying. It's so annoying.
I have that too, but I also have the Salcedo gene where we just kick it. I can do both.
Yeah.
That's
Like I'm
funny.
tired. Like I've been working since I was 17 and I've never
Damn.
stopped.
Mm.
Even when I was fucking on maternity leave, I didn't stop.
Shit.
Mm.
You
But
need to
I
learn
didn't have
to
a
switch off.
choice. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, okay. I need to work on that. Another thing.
But yeah, I think
Mhm.
routine's like really important because you just can easily slip back
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
into something, and
Mhm.
like I said, it
Mhm.
just goes to shit from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you stick to a routine,
Yeah.
you have a daily plan,
Mhm.
you won't fall for just anything,
Yeah.
right? Like, oh, let's go
Mhm.
have a drink. Like, no, I got to do this.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
or let's go here. Nope, I got this to do in the morning.
Yeah.
Gotta walk my dogs in the morning.
Mhm.
Gotta be up for them.
Mhm.
No,
Mhm.
routine just has saved me a
Yeah.
lot.
Mhm. That's good. Yeah, I definitely notice that's like that's how you center yourself as your routine.
I do. And
Mhm.
like I said, when I go to California, it's just
It
woof,
throws everything off.
throws
Mhm.
everything off,
Yeah.
and gotta get it back once I get back here. It's like, oh
Mhm.
fuck.
Yeah.
Feels like I'm always starting over.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Like you hit the reset every
Mm-hmm.
time. Yeah, that's not cool. Hmm. Hmm. We have a podcast. That's what's crazy to me. Like we have a podcast.
Mhm.
We have marketing over here with the stickers that we have, and
Mhm.
like it's just cool. It's cool
Mhm.
that people are excited to come on, and it's cool that people feel safe to be here,
Mhm.
and that like they like would they ever tell their story if it wasn't for us giving them a place to tell their stories?
I
Like
know.
like Lisa said, like we've gotten to know our family in different aspects, and things we've
Mhm.
never knew about them, and that's really cool. um to
For
be like,
sure,
hey,
Araceli, if it
yeah,
wasn't for the podcast, she wouldn't have told her
yeah,
story. Like
uh-huh,
maybe in the
Mhm.
future, but we gave her like a platform to
yeah,
tell it for
yeah, and
sure.
that's really cool
Hi,
to be
Korea.
like, hey,
Hello.
hi. We gave people a platform, and that's cool. Like
Mhm.
look, we've said this before, that this is all of ours podcast, because we
Mhm.
want everybody to know, like, hey, you're not alone in any of this. Like look, we're
Mhm.
all in different stages of our healing, we're all in different stages in our life, and it's never too late to start. Like it's never
Mhm.
too late to start healing, and it's never too late to um it's just never too late. Like
Mhm.
go on that trip, go on the thing,
Mhm.
go back to school, go do this, do it's never too late. Like there's no rules. Do
Mhm.
just do what you
Even
want.
if you fuck up, you can always get back
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
healing.
Uh-huh.
That's like the best part. Is like you
Mhm.
can get back up. You know how to get back up.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's cool.
definitely. Oh, okay. So what has been your guys' favorite thing about year 1 of this podcast?
Hearing the feedback
Yeah.
about people actually going to therapy for the first
Mhm.
time,
Mhm.
um, seeing the difference in people and getting to know them, and everything about this is really cool.
Mhm.
I'm happy we did this. I
Mhm.
know sometimes it feels a little weird because we were talking about like us, and I'm so not like that. I never like, oh, but I'm surprised that
Mhm. I've
I've shared
definitely
so
learned
much.
a lot about you, and it made me
Mhm.
understand you a whole lot more.
Mhm.
Really?
Yes, definitely. I understand you a whole lot more because of what you've shared.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you give yourself a lot more grace now, because I feel like you're
Mhm.
your hardest critic, and y- you can just see the light coming back to you, because you're like like you said, it's okay. Like,
Mhm.
it's cool. Take a break,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mhm.
And just seeing the growth in both of you guys, and like just when like one of us says something and like we're like, oh, we have those oh shit moments, and it's cool to be able to share that with like us individually, but everybody else can see it and everybody else can take something from it, and like
Mhm.
maybe something that we say lights somebody else's path, that's probably been my favorite. Like just individually seeing the growth within you guys and how things that you guys have said have affected me and helped me grow. Um and also like seeing like I'm further up in my journey,
Mhm.
but seeing like, okay, I know where you guys are at, and I know what it felt like to be like that, and did I do it the way that I should have? Oh, okay, well, let me take it back and be like I still take things back to therapy with me, that I'm like, I did this, but I feel like I should have done it this way,
Mhm.
so we're learning, and so it's a continuous cycle. Like it's a forever thing. It's not a one and done,
Mhm.
like it's just been cool to see everybody that we've had on in their healing journey, or like in, just to see. It's been really cool. Like I can't even think about which would be my favorite episode.
Yeah, they're all
They're all
they're
really
all
good.
like great to
They're
me.
all really good. They're
So
all really vulnerable.
each new one we do is my favorite one.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess you can say,
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
right?
I think
Yeah.
we say that all the time. We're like, oh, that was my favorite.
so
Oh,
good.
that was
Yeah.
my favorite.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's been fun because it's like we center on mental health, but we often go off into tangents and stuff like that. But I feel like that's what makes this podcast what it is, But yeah, that's my little rant.
For me, is actually doing this. Like, I don't know. Like, we sometimes people talk, big talk, and they don't do it. And we set our mind to it, and we fucking did it. Like, look at this place. Like
it's so
from
cool.
where we started, like
Mm-hmm.
to this, what we have now. It's like,
Yeah.
wow. Like we didn't know what the fuck we were doing when we started. Like we just let's do it. We'll figure it out on the
Yeah.
fucking on the fly, and we did. Like I don't know fucking shit about editing. And
Yeah, I know. We were editing on
Monday
with Fernando. We were like going over stuff, and because eventually we want to take that off his plate. But Rene was like, "Wow, I didn't know any of this," and I'm like, "But Rene, you didn't know how to edit at all, and you figured that shit out. Like, you figured it out on your own, and you have no background in this. Fernando has a degree in multimedia, and he's and design, so he knows it. It's just like reigniting the fire, but like you started off with like nothing, nothing, and you figured it out. You were determined to do it, and it's cool that we're at where we're at now. And that's because
like
of
even the
you guys.
design here. Like we all put something into this.
Yep.
Like and just it amazes me that we did this. Like. And we're
doing
impacting
this.
people, and we're doing this. Yeah, we're affecting a lot of people in a good way, right?
Yeah.
And it's just awesome, like to see that we still want to do it each week, right? Like some people run out of steam, like no, no, I can't wait.
Or there's like friction or fighting, and it's not even like that with us. Like it's nice. Like
yeah, it's
it.
cool. Yeah. Anything else, Rene?
Oh, I was gonna say, like my relationships feel like are more meaningful now. Like there's more quality. I lost some friends, I guess, here and there.
You will,
but that's part of the healing journey. It's like
sometimes you gotta cut the fat.
Not lonely, but it does. You do. Lose a lot of people, or people lose you.
I like that you put that. People lose you.
Yeah, people lose you. It's a good way to put it.
Yep.
But I think that's all. Oh. And I just want to thank all our guests that we've had. Yes. Everyone has brought something special and amazing to the table.
Yeah.
Thank you to all of them.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on here. Thank you for being vulnerable here. For feeling safe here. What else do I want to say? Thank you for everybody who watches. Who like Tony's like, I know Tony's like, where the hell are these episodes at? Because we took a break, right?
Sorry, Tony.
Sorry, we needed a vacation. And we wanted to practice, mental health, so we took a break. But yeah, thank you for everybody who listens. Like, we're excited for the next year. You know, we can only talk about mental health for so much.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we'll expand later on to other aspects of life, right? But with mental health being the center.
Yes.
I'm excited for new guests and to see like what this brings. You know,
Maybe old guests I want to come back on.
Yeah, definitely. Want to come in person?
Jerry, guys, that
I
was the biggest, like,
I know.
Yeah.
Everybody was
the
like, I can't
biggest-
believe that. Yeah. See, year one. Yeah, but this has been fun and I'm excited. I'm excited for the next year. I'm excited to see how much we grow and just
I think we talked about being more active in the community somehow.
Yes,
We'll figure that out.
definitely want to be more active in
We
the
need
community.
to like
We
be
need
about
more.
it and stop talking about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, definitely. But yeah. So this is the last one.
Hey, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Or
Happy New Year!
Yeah,
Yeah, Happy New Year, right?
Yeah. Happy New Year! Feliz año nuevo! Thanks again, guys.
Okay, bye.
See
We're not gonna
you.
do a deep card for this one, or no?
Oh yeah!
Deep
Oh my
card.
god! Hold on, me trying to cut everybody
Our
off
last
already.
deep card of the year.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No.
Are you tired or what?
I'm starving.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
Damn, Fernando.
Sorry.
No!
That one's dumb. I don't like that. Okay. Have you cut ties with any friends? Who and why?
Whoa.
Oh wow.
I feel like a tarot card reader right now. Yes. I cut ties with somebody before I moved here. I've talked about it before. Bless you. It was like basically she was faking the funk, like she was like my best friend and she was this and that, but she never put an effort in. And I get that she had a family, but like my best friend has a whole ass family and that's not an excuse. So I cut ties. I've cut ties with other people too, like again with the toxic and the healing and stuff like that. But that's like the main one that I can think of. Was because it was like, no, you're not genuine in your, like, you're just doing it for social media is what it felt like. So I was like, no. But yeah. What about you guys?
Yes, absolutely. Maybe he cut ties with me. I'm not sure, but somebody from the military, army buddy. Everybody thought that we were gonna be friends for life, and something happened. I can't say because it's not my business. But
Yeah.
he was kind of did something he shouldn't have. Let's just say that with a friend, right? And I think he was more embarrassed about what he did than. And his way of dealing with it was cutting everybody off. So it wasn't just me he cut off. He cut off another friend too. And I tried reconnecting with him over the years. And I think last year at some point where I was like, I'm done. Like I'm not gonna do this anymore. Like why?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna get up and end up getting hurt again. So I totally stopped, and I'm fine with it now. It used to hurt me before because he was like my brother.
Oh yeah.
And you guys know him, so yeah, I decided, you know what, I'm done with that. If he doesn't want to talk to me, he doesn't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Good for you.
I don't think I've really cut anybody off, but I have definitely set boundaries where my time is very limited and I am very like a little bit more not strict. I'm not strict on my boundaries, but I need to work on it. But I think maybe like getting rid of myself, like my own toxic brain, you know? Like I had to, you know, get rid of it in order for me to be like happy and, you know, and everything. And but cutting ties, I don't think I've ever really cut ties with anybody. Yeah. Just separate myself maybe.
Yeah. You need space.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. That's our last 2024 episode. See you next
Yeah.
year.
Happy New
Bye.
Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you for joining us. If you are in need of any medical assistance, please contact your local provider. If you are having thoughts of suicide, please call the National Suicide Hotline at 988. In case of emergency, call 911. See you next week as we talk about
The things we're not supposed to talk about.